The Public Protector's Office is barely keeping its head above water. It receives in excess of 20,000 corruption and maladministration complaints every year, but there's only 142 investigators to deal with all of them. Each investigator handles around 88 cases per month, a near impossible task, prompting many of them to refuse signing performance agreements. This year, the Public Protector will receive 217 million rand from state coffers, but Thuli Madonsela says she needs at least 300 million rand to hire more staff.
To be honest with you, we have reached a crisis point when it comes to funding. And when I met with the CFO and he said there was no money for this, that and that, I then said, I had just met with GIZ in Rwanda, and GIZ had said they wanted to fund organizational development, and I had said to GIZ then, I'm not happy with involving donors in internal processes. And when I came home and suddenly it was very clear that there was no money, I then said, let's look at donor funding.
Some MPs have cautioned Madonsela against accepting donor funding, saying it may affect her independence. But she says desperate times call for desperate measures. On top of not having enough money to deal with the high caseload, Madonsela says at least 10 million rand is used a year on legal fees to defend cases when government takes her office to court.
That money would have been spent on investigations. We're increasingly spending a fortune on litigation, and our view is that a lot of that litigation is not necessary.
Madonsela says if government continues to take her office to court, it'll have even less capacity to do its work. Paula Charles, Parliament.
Know more. eNCA.com